People, Mr. Rappo said that signed a petition in Exeter is irrelevant. It's 3.5% of Exeter's population. That means 97% of the population either A, didn't know about it, didn't care about it, or didn't want to vote on it. That's what it means. The fact is people are coming up here stating their opinions and facts, which are fine, but it has to be based on the land and the land use and the rights of each and every property owner. Thank you.
You want to come up?
Alex Bryan, 207 Douglas Pike. Thank you so much for having this public meeting. I'm on the other side of town, but for about 4 years, there have been a lot of trees cut down, and there is such a thing as quality of life. I was a science major, I was an environmentalist, and I love the birds, the animals, the trees. And there are times it's been a heartbreak to have lots and lots of trees cut down. I didn't want to come up here. I think you all are doing a great job, and I'm just so thankful that we have a public meeting. I just wanted to let you know that from Black Plain Road toward Douglas, there are some nice areas, some farmland. God bless Face's area. I'm so glad that she saved some of that land. And periodically, there would be 35 turkeys crossing my land, especially during the wintertime. I didn't mind throwing out cups of sunflower seeds. That amount of turkeys have dwindled. I didn't have one turkey this wintertime. Maybe one would come by and it was like they didn't get the memo. We've relocated. There is no food. The trees have been cut down. Oak trees, pine trees. So, we have rights, and I think it's great. It's the American way. But there are Nature Conservancy, there's Audubon, and there can be legacies where people who do donate land can get money to get their taxes paid back. That I understand. That, yeah, I understand that. I just thought I'd let you know what has happened in another area. No deer, no raccoons, no skunks. Yeah. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rappo?
That was me. Won't let me go up?
No, I don't know.
I have a solution.
Renee Rappo, 25 Old Green Boulevard. My concern is we live at the base of Waterbury Hill. Our water comes from Waterbury Hill. Woonsocket Water Supply stops at the bridge at 146. So anyone on Jefferson Road, anyone 146 Bridge is on a well. In Richmond, where they had done a project, there's an abutter who got sand in their well. You might get sand in your well, Mrs. Walensky, because your water eventually does come from Waterbury, I would think, at some point through a stream. And we have a stream that goes through our yard, which feeds the water source across the street, which does end up in Sherryville. Anyway, my main concern is the water. If we lose that, we have no recourse. There's a question to Mr. Farrer, and I'll ask to the council. Would Mr. Farrer be willing to ask his developer to use a special use permit to start the project? And if the developer says no, would it be worthwhile going to look for another developer? Back to the water thing, is there a guarantee that if someone's well does fall apart, are they going to help repair it and solve that issue? Thank you.
Good evening, Andrew Croshaw, 783 Poundville Road. I'm in favor of this proposal for a couple of reasons. The use of the property could potentially be homes. I've heard discussion about industrial parks and manufacturing and commercial parks, and recall rancorous hearings about Darling Village and how that was the evil that was to befall the town. Yet tonight we hear comparisons to Darling Village about revenue tax dollar per acre. I've heard some people talk about the detriment of cutting down trees, even though it's reducing the emission of oxygen and the consumption of carbon dioxide. They don't present the other side of the fact with how many pounds of carbon are being prevented from going into the atmosphere through fossil fuel burning with traditional power generation. That's what goes offsetting. So if you're going to make that analogy, you should present that other side, that other fact in the analysis, or at least investigate it. I think it's a good use because it's going to generate revenue for the town, which the town can use for the school system. I heard speaking about the schools being less populated. That's a new trend. I thought we were going up in numbers. But I know one thing that's going down in numbers for the school system, and that's money. The town needs more money, tax revenue, that doesn't necessarily come from the individual property owner. Projects like this would provide an additional revenue stream with very little impact, if at all, to the town infrastructure and systems. Solar panels aren't going to call 911. Darling Village has a tremendous impact to the town's infrastructure, fire, police, and such. So for many reasons, I also support the project because of the property rights issue. I hear people up here decrying the fact that a property owner is going to be able to cut down trees on their own property. And as a property owner, I want to feel that the town council and town administrators and the folks who are running this town are watching out for people's interests. And we shouldn't let a group that's bent in a certain direction, and I understand they have their cause, and they're more than right to speak on it, I appreciate that, but stop someone from being able to develop their property and to the best of their ability for their own financial gain. That's what America is about. You're supposed to be able to buy things and do things with them without fear of retribution from your neighbor. So I'm hoping that's the direction that the council goes in a prudent manner and approaches that, because I think this project is going to be a good project for the town overall, especially when it comes to the revenue generation, with very little impact to the infrastructure. I think that's a key point. Thank you very much.
That's it.
All right, Mr. Rapko, then we're going to wrap this up.
Just one
Yeah.
solution.
Here's a solution.
I have a solution.
Mike Rapko, 25 Old Greenville Road. There is a solution. My wife talked about it very quickly, but I'd like to ask Ralph, look, you have the right to do it. I think we can get this project started. Why don't you just tell the developer, go through the special use process with the zoning board. Start the process. And if you're successful, just move along with that process. And if the developer says, no, I don't want this process, it's going to tie me up, then say to the developer, look, there's plenty of other competitors in this state. Turning Point is already here in North Smithfield. They're willing to jump into this project to help you to get this thing started. So if you're serious about it, and I think you can start, why don't we just say, Ralph, start the process, go through the special use, which everyone is going through with the zoning board, and it's going to happen. And I think we can make a lot of progress, and it can move a lot faster, and there'll be better oversight. And I think you'll benefit, I think the town will benefit, and we won't have this conflict that we have in the town right now. Every solar developer is using special use. So I can't understand overlay. So I want to work with you, and we can do it. And Mario D'Annunzio is ready to move forward on the zoning. You're going to get the support of the zoning to get this project moving. So why don't we just do it? Why don't we just say to the developer, this is the way we're going to do it. We have the regulation in North Smithfield. It can move forward. Well, what's the issue of special use of following regulations? Is there something wrong that we're violating something in North Smithfield by not following regulations? Yeah, well, that's what the zoning board of review is for, to help you so that you follow the regulations. It can be done. I think Mario is saying, I want you to do it. Let's go and do it. He's ready to go. The zoning board is ready to go. So why don't we just do it, and it solves the problem for everybody. And if this developer says, no, I don't want to do it, just pick up the phone, and you've got 5 or 10 more other developers ready to help you to make this work. Would you consider something like this, at least to consider it overnight? Well, I'm not worried about the developer. You're the landowner. You have the right. It's your control. It's not the developer.
I'm just a guy who works with my name. They have all the knowledge and the technology to do the right thing.
It doesn't matter who's got technology. The issue is, it's your land. You have the right to use that land. You have the right to tell the developer, this is what I want, and just do it. And if this developer says, I can't do it, too much this, too much that, see you later. Pick up the phone, call Turning Point, call anybody else, and they're going to do it. There's plenty of people waiting on the
All right.
sidelines. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, may I have the date for a second reading? May 2nd, the next meeting. What was that? No. Yeah, it's not next week, May 7th. May 7th.
Yeah, Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing. Mr. President,
Actually, I want to continue the public hearing too.
I would suggest that the council continue the public hearing
to May 7th.
to make, well, we have a date, to a date
May
certain,
7th.
as well as schedule for the second reading. In the event that there are changes or modifications that come out of this discussion, maybe have to revisit it without having to reschedule the public hearing.
Okay, but if we have another public hearing, does that mean we put it, I want to go slowly on this, I just want to make sure, so if we have another public hearing, then we would schedule a vote, or we would take a vote at the second public hearing.
You have, that's your choice.
Okay.
You don't have to do it that
So
second.
articulate the motion then, please.
I would just make, first I'd make a recommendation that you continue the matter to a public hearing to a date certain. Whatever date that is, that you're all comfortable.
Sure. I'll make that motion and continue the public hearing to May 7th. That's a motion.
Second?
Does the applicant have anything else?
Yeah, I just want to clarify a couple of points,
What was that?
if I may, through the chair.
Do you want to get anything else on the record?
There's a motion on it.
Yeah, yeah, there's a motion on the floor, correct?
And there hasn't been a second yet.
Do we have a second? Do we have a second to continue the public hearing? Do we have a second? All right, Mr. McGee, seconded. Roll call.
Mrs. Bottomoli?
Yes.
Mr. McGee?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Hara?
Yes.
Mr. Galais?
Yes.
Mr. Biragad?
Yes. Okay, so we're going to continue to May 7th. At that time, I would like us to make a vote and finalize this.
Yeah, to vote or other action on May 7th.
Correct. Correct.
So we need a motion after what we just did to make sure that we're covering all the bases. Right, this is getting
Mr.
so complicated.
President, right now, just so the record's clear, the council only continued the public hearing to May 7th.
Right.
The matter is still on the council floor. You can still discuss it or take any other comments from the applicant, if you want to do that, before you continue the item for second reading to whatever date you want, which I would suggest should be the same date as the public hearing.
So, you know, no disrespect, but I think, you know, I shut everybody down over here.
I think you've heard enough.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Kravitz wanted to.
The only thing I wanted to ask, I guess, is do you want that, because in a memo to you, I'm advising additional planning board detailed review by way of making more findings that they have to make for the statute. Do you want that before this next hearing, or can that come after? When do you want that? Because there's been other information submitted tonight that the planning board could look at.
What's the next planning board meeting?
Well, it's going to be the first Thursday, but that's coming up. I'm sending that agenda out Wednesday, so.
What's the next?
We could always have a special meeting, but we typically go the first Thursday. of every month.
What date is that?
First Thursday, we're looking at my calendar here. Yeah, so May 3rd is the next one, then June 7th.
So the council will make a decision on May 7th to continue the item until after the planning board rules, or ask the planning board to rule sooner.
Well, Mr. Kravitz, if I may, my understanding was that we would be voting on the 7th and to refer it back to the planning board. Are you saying that you want to make that?
No, you can't do that. You know, one of the things in my memo that I sent here tonight was the notion of decommissioning was something that you guys are going to resolve, amongst maybe other things now, but that was something you were going to resolve, yeah, and kick it back to the planning board, and they can continue. I just want to make sure the planning board has all the other items that come with this too. We don't have a stenographer that's going to fall on deaf to really communicate a lot of the changes. All right, so it can come after.
Well, Tom, that was one of the, I posed 5 questions that I thought were pointing to this, and one of them was the decommission question. The range from New York from $20,000 to $70,000 per megawatt. Farrellville came in with one, I believe, at 1.5% cost increase.
An escalator, right?
Yeah, so you planning board, and you have done a great job on this. That's why I let it to have the comment from the developer.
Okay.
So, yeah, I thank you for the job that you're doing.
And the only other thing that we didn't talk about, but I know, John, we actually did formalize it at the planning board, is our schedule, right? We have 45 days for the planning board to provide a report to you. That clock started on January 31st. But of course, as we're working through this, and I don't want to speak for John, but I assume he's waiving his rights to holding us to the time frame. I think that's what you said as the planning board, right?
No, I can interject on that.
Okay.
Mr. President, the reason why I asked you to continue the public hearing is because at the conclusion of the public hearing, the council has 45 days to vote under state law. So
Okay.
as long as the public hearing is continued to a date, the 45 days does not begin to run. And if Mr. Mancini takes issue with that, I'd like to hear that now.
No, I agree with, so I agree with that. Your timeframe is 65 days to hold a public hearing, which you've done. So you can continue that public hearing, you have to vote on the 7th, and then your 45 days starts to collect, so I agree with that.
Unless we continue the public hearing to another date,
Unless you continue it to another day. Right.
which I'm not saying we will, it's going to be up to the council, but that might be.
But we have to leave it to do it. We have it.
If it depends on how quickly the planning board can, the planning board's timeline has been completed. It's now the council's timeline.
Well, was it 65 days from January